Are you looking for more storage space on your Honda Pioneer 1006? Well, SuperATV's got you covered with our over-the-bed rack. This bed rack is going to increase your storage capacity by 50% without compromising bed space, and also has a 300-pound capacity. So let's go ahead and show you how to get this installed on your Honda Pioneer. All right, so now we're over at the machine. There's a few things I want to talk about with you before we get rolling on this install. If you are running a factory Honda roof on your machine, you may have to make some cuts on this corner piece of the roof in order to get our brackets installed. Another thing, we're running a SuperATV roof as well as a SuperATV rear windshield on this machine. But down here at the bottom, we have a notch for our clamp that's going to be installed in this position. If you do not, you may have to do some minor trimming there in order to get the clamp installed. So now we're gonna grab our clamp out of our hardware kit. We're gonna go ahead and remove the screws that are already pre-installed in the clamp. Then we're gonna take this clamp right here to this portion of the cage, right above the sidebar. You just wanna make sure that the threaded portion is facing towards the rear. We're gonna slide it around the cage just like so. And we're gonna come into the inside and go ahead and start our hardware. We're not gonna fully tighten anything just yet. So now what we're gonna be doing is installing our roof bracket. So as we talked to you before about, if you have a SuperATV roof, you're gonna remove this piece here, this corner bracket. If you have an OEM roof, what you're gonna do is trim in order to get our clamp to fit around the tube here. So we do have a SuperATV roof, so we are going to be replacing it with the roof bracket that is included in the kit. You're gonna be utilizing the hardware that you removed from the roof in order to install this bracket here. Once you have all your hardware started, you're gonna wanna go ahead and tighten it down. Grab your top bracket, slide it through the bracket that you just previously installed. It should sit just like so. We're gonna grab our clamp and our M6x20 socket head bolts. So this will be a 5mm Allen that we're gonna be using here to get the hardware started. Just gonna run these up by hand. So now we're gonna grab our rack brace as well as our M8x16mm bolt. This is gonna have a 10mm head. We're gonna grab the rack brace and line this tab up with this threaded hole on the clamp that we previously installed. So we're just gonna go ahead and get the hardware started in here. And then you're gonna wanna go ahead and snug this down because this is the only thing that will be holding this brace in place at this time. So we snugged it. We know we're gonna have to make some adjustments, but we'll do that at a later time. Now we're gonna grab our brace. This brace is gonna attach right here to our top bracket, so it'll look just like so. We're going to attach it utilizing the M8x20mm bolts. It's gonna have a 10mm head. We're just gonna go through, take our bolt, slide it through the bracket. Now we're gonna take our M8 Allen and attach our rack brace gusset to the rack brace here. Just gonna line up the hole on the bracket, the hole here. Now just repeat all these same steps for the opposite side. Now we're gonna grab the rear portion of our rack and go ahead and get it laid up onto the shelf. So now that we have our rack up in place, what we're gonna do is grab 6 of our M8 by 20 10mm headed bolts, as well as 6 of our nylock nuts. We're gonna line up these 3 holes here, as well as the 3 holes on the inside leading to this bracket. Now we're gonna grab 2 of our M8 Allen headed bolts. We're gonna run them down through our rack, through our brace here. Then we're gonna head to the opposite side and install the same exact hardware. Now we're gonna grab the last portion of our rack and go ahead and get it laid up on top. Whenever you do this, you wanna make sure that you have your M8 by 20mm Allens handy and ready to go, because it's not gonna wanna balance up there like this front piece did. So whenever you lay it up there, pop your bolts in, put your nuts on, that way it'll hold it in place for you. Now we're gonna grab our joint plate, as well as 6 M6 Allens out of the kit with the M6 nylocks. So this joint plate is gonna go on the inside of the rack. And as you can see, it has a cutout here. You wanna make sure that cutout fits around the contour of this slot in the roof rack. So we're just gonna slide this on the inside and then install all of our hardware from the outside going in. Then we're just gonna repeat these same steps for the opposite side. Now we're gonna secure the 2 pieces of the rack together utilizing the M6 Allen headed bolts with the M6 nylock nuts. So this will be a 10mm nut and then a 4mm Allen on the Allen headed bolt. All the way down through here, there's just gonna be holes. You're just gonna put the bolt through, start the hardware. Once you have them all installed, you can go ahead and fully tighten them. So whenever you go to purchase the bed rack Delta for your Honda Pioneer 1006, there's gonna be a drop down to where you can add cube lights into the kit. I highly recommend you do this. If you don't, it's okay. We send these block off plates. We're not gonna be installing the cube lights today, so we're gonna just show you real quick how to install these. You're just gonna grab your M6 Allen headed screws with your M6 nylock, 4 of them on each side. It's easy. All right guys, so now what you're gonna do is go through, fully tighten all the hardware, reinstall any OEM components or any OEM hardware that you may have removed, and that's all there is to it to install SuperATV's Bed Rack Echo on this Honda Pioneer 1006. Be sure to check the description below to pick yours up today, and while you're there, drop a like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.